Evening, everyone. I'm just being heckled by Mr. G, so apologies. He says, you might as well go live, get it over for everybody. It's not very nice, is it? Good evening. Can you see and hear me okay? Am I broadcasting loud and clear on this Thursday evening? Thursday, not Wednesday. I do apologise for missing last night. I was stuck in traffic. It was definitely a scheduling error on my part. I underestimated how long it would take to get back. Hello, it's Facebook users. Hi, Rachel. Facebook user is here. If you're still coming up as I know we have this conversation every time, don't we, about StreamYard. I'm not quite sure why it requires people to sign in for their name to show, but it doesn't seem to remember that between broadcasts. So if you sign in, then I'll be able to see your name. Hi, Liz. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Melanie. Oh, thank you, everyone, for joining me. I thought you'd have all given up after last night's no-show. Is it the promise of new crafty goodies that's lured you in? You just all can't wait to see what I've been putting on the shop today. Hi, Sue. Yes, I don't go out often, you see, and that's why. Traffic. I'm taking my parents to hospital tomorrow. My dad's got an operation, and I've got to leave here at 5 a.m. And I'm thinking, well, at least it won't be rush hour, but I don't know. I have no joy. I have no joy at the moment with traffic. You like the bird, Liz? Yes, the A7 bird. Does it? All I can see your name, Dawn. So it doesn't matter if you're not signed in. Maybe you're. I was gonna say maybe you're on YouTube, but I can see Facebook against you. Hi, Moika, darling. Hi, Avril. I don't. Well, obviously, there's quite a few Facebook users, so it could be one of many of you. Oh, hi, Carol. Oh, it's lovely for so many of you to be joining me. Hi, Belinda. Happy birthday for yesterday. And I hope you had a lovely day at the zoo. Bob. We call Belinda Bob because she's outrageous. Belinda Outrageous Basson is Bob. Oh, lovely to see you all. Right, okay. So what I thought I'd do tonight is share with you some of the lovely goodies I've been adding to the shops today, because I've just been pulling things out of boxes and I can't not load them onto the shop when I've got them, and I'm just like excited about them. And then I thought I would have a play with the film strip MDF from the Click with Love collection, because that's been so popular, and I had a demo kind of prepped for last Monday's show on TV, which, because I kept selling out of the film strips, I didn't get a chance to use. So I thought, well, let's do that tonight and have a play. Yeah, the postage stamps are cool, aren't they? So yeah, I don't know what it is with the A7s. I have boxes of the A7s and I keep forgetting what designs I've ordered. So that's why when I was having a rummage today, I thought these things need to go on the shop. And Ali came to the show at Port Sunlight this weekend and she saw some of them hanging on the stand and went, I've not seen these. I thought, I've not even put them on the shop yet. Hi, Isabel. And yeah, just talking about the weekend, Port Sunlight was fabulous. I saw some of you there. Thank you so much for coming to say hello. It was a busy show. I think Tony was saying it was the busiest show we've had, certainly since post-COVID. So it was lovely to have a kind of full and busy room or a venue for the whole day, and so many of you coming to say hello and have a chat. So I had a great day. As did Mr. G, who's sitting in the room, and he's not. I think he's. He says he can hear me. I can see your name, Avril. Yes, I've got you. So I'm going to turn the camera down so he can leave the room. Although I did say I'd just talk straight to camera for a full hour, so he would actually be trapped in the corner. But it doesn't seem fair on any of us to do that. So let me point you down at the counter and let's have a look at some of these new goodies, and then we'll get to some crafting as well. And let's see if I can do it. Yay! Hi, Ali. Oh, and also, I never get the order of these things right, do I? I absolutely want to do some giveaways tonight. I'm in a real giveaway mood. And so as we talk through these new goodies, I'll say what the giveaways will be for just watching, for commenting. Please like and share. Certainly if you're on YouTube, it'd be great if you could like and share, and just ensure that as many people as possible are aware of these lives so that they can come and join us when we go live. We're live every week, normally on a Wednesday, which is why it's called Why Not Wednesday. But if it does get moved, we always put it on Facebook that we're going to do, that we're going to change the time and day of the live. So you shouldn't miss us. Right, which bits and pieces should we start with first? Let's start with the A7 stamps because they're Funky Fossil products, and then we'll have a little look at some of the other goodies that I've been buying in for the shop. And so I think I've put five A7 stamps on the shop today. And I think I've seen a few of you already commenting. I think, Dawn, you were saying you like the look of this set of A7 postage marks. They are individual stamps. It's not a single background one. And this is what I just put together because I think it's always an essential, isn't it, with our kind of vintage or distress makes, to have the opportunity to add these kind of layers and a little bit of mark making. And I particularly like the do not discard stamp. I just thought that made me smile. So yeah, classic postage stamps, a little bit of a collage one, and individuals, which just are going to add that little touch in the corner where you want to kind of add something and aren't quite sure what to put in. Belinda, I have not sent you a parcel yet, and it is getting ever larger, but I will pop a set of these in for you with your parcel. I promise that will go to you tomorrow. So sorry it's taken me so long. Hi Rebecca, good to see you. Now this one, it just made me smile. This one is the stamp set's called I'm Fine, but the expression that this bird has is how I feel most of the time. So I just, when I saw this, I just thought that's got to be a stamp. So he's a little A7 cute critter. You can just imagine him in the photo frames or with other designs that we have, but he's obviously just, well, he just makes me smile. I'm sure he'll make lots of you smile as well. And I was thinking he would go well with the coffee owls that we had out the other week. You know, he has that same look of somebody that needs his caffeine. Yes, Sue, exactly. You before coffee. So there we go. We've got I'm Fine. So he's a new one. Sugar Plum is a new A7, but some of you who've been following Zinsky may well know that she is one of the characters in the Naughty or Nice stamp set, A5 stamp set from Zinsky Art, and I just made her a little bit bigger and gave her her own little stamp set, because I'm fairly sure Naughty or Nice is out of stock. It's one of our most popular sets by Zinsky, so I thought I checked with Eleanor and she was more than happy for me to take one of the characters out, and I might take more of them out if you like them as individuals. So we've got Sugar Plum there, and she looks very, very angelic, doesn't she? I'm fairly sure she's not as sweet and innocent as she looks. But yeah, so Sugar Plum's one that you might have seen before if you're wondering whether or not you recognise it. I've got another A7 here by Zinsky, and I say this is another of those pulling things out of boxes and remembering that you have them, because I remember when Ellen and I were talking about this one, I was thinking how well it would go with Click with Love, the recent collection. So this is a hand sketch. I don't know if the camera and my lighting will pick it up, but it's kind of like a hand sketched negative. So it's got a kind of scribbly line in it. And then the sentiment, which is fabulous one, life is like photography, use the negatives to develop, is a separate stamp. So obviously you've got your frame and you also have a sentiment. Don't want to waste the middle space on that stamp set. Do you have that one, Isabel? Do you have Sugar Plum? Yeah. And I don't think the scaling is massively different, because I say it was an A5 stamp set. So Nothing else has changed about that particular design. So yeah, if you got Click with Love and you like that photographic theme, then the photography A7 by Eleanor would be a good addition to that collection. And then finally, I've got an A7 stamp by our fabulous Claire Stead from Art Journal Love. And this is another in her kind of series of mark making A7s. So we've got stars, we've got her dots. I don't know if I've got anything else at the moment in an A7. And this is kind of like almost like those, you know, when you stamp with acrylic paint with the kind of the bottle lid. So it's got a real kind of inky, grungy look to it. So it'll look like you've got really, you've added genuine kind of acrylic paint to your projects. It's a lovely one, this. So, and Claire does love her circles. I'm fairly sure this has gone live in, I think some of the retailers have this already. And again, I forgot to add it to the shop. Of course, my own stamps. So these are 5 newbies that we've added to the shop. They're all in there now. And what I thought I'd do tonight is give 2 people the option to win 3 of them, 3 of their choice. So when we at the end of the live, if Ali is still on, I know you're on now, Ali, but if Ali stays with us to the end, I'll ask her to pick 2 names at random, and then they can message me with which 3 of this selection they would like to get. So that's 2 giveaways already. So there you go. I do like an A7. Who you remembered at 6:50 and then forgot. You've got the same kind of memory retention as I do. So what was I going to say about the A7s? Yeah, I do like an A7. I mean, at the moment, my head's in gift giving mode, and I just think they're a nice size and price to give as stocking fillers to people, or just to have as a little treat. So what else have I been putting in the shop that I'm super excited about? Let's talk stencil butters. Let's talk about the Crafters Workshop, because I'm sure any of you that have seen or watched me over recent months will know how much I love these stencil butters, and I've got the new colours in, and it took me some time to find a distributor where I could get them from. And I'm trying to hold them like this so you can see them, but they're just going to roll around. So I'll open the tops and look at to show you them. So the first set of stencil butters were really vibrant colours, and this is a much more subtle and soft collection, which has all kind of got a bit of a beach theme to it. Stencil butters, I think, do work beautifully with your stencils. As the name would suggest, they've got a real kind of creamy consistency. They're spread very nicely, and they've got a pearlescent finish. So this one is Driftwood. So let me see if I can. This is when I need Tony's studio with decent lighting. So it's a soft, very soft, palish grey, almost a silver Driftwood. I've got them on the shop, and hopefully you'll see the colours a little bit better there. But that's Driftwood. This is Stormy. I do like Stormy. This one's kind of appealing to me. This has got a much darker grey. It's got a bit more of a kind of slightly charcoaly look to it. We'll see if we manage to get any of them used. Ocean Mist is a pretty one. Lovely kind of pale blue, almost like a baby blue. So that's a nice one as well. And you can see from the kind of consistency of them as I'm showing you, they've got a nice, they're not, they're just that right balance between not being too heavy and almost difficult to spread, or being too liquid and being a bit of a leakage hazard on these stencils. So this one is Oyster. So it's got a very pale touch of, I'd say, almost green to it from where I'm looking here. Is that Ocean? Yeah, you like the Ocean Mist, did you, Steph? And what's this one? Beach Grass. So this one is definitely green, but still a very kind of pale, subtle green. They're lovely, aren't they? And what's this one? And this one, I like this one. I think my two favourite personally are this one, Dune, as in Sand Dune, and Stormy. I think they're my two faves. That's just me, personal choice. But there you go. So I've got those 6 added in. 6 added in. So I wanted to let you know about those. I don't have many of them, but I don't know. It's quite tricky to find Crafters Workshop stencil butters in the UK. So I do like to bring them in for those of you that are fans of them. I've added a Stardust butter to the range. This is a lush one. This one's rose gold. So this is the same kind of, oops, I better not open that one. It's got a seal on it. It's the same kind of consistency as the creamy pearlescent ones, but it's got a kind of glitter in it. But you get the same, the same lovely consistency to that one, rose gold. And I wanted to let you know, because lots of you ask for it and it's taken me ages to find it, to be able to bring it back into stock. I've also added quite a lot of stock of Tacky When Dry. And if you watch Laura with her fab YouTube channel, Meerkat Makes, she does a lot of things with gilding flakes and foil, and she's been using Tacky When Dry recently. So because if you put that through your stencil, you're going to get the dimension of a paste, but you'll then have a surface that you can adhere your foils to and give you a raised foil look. So that's definitely a cool one to use, and I will. Now I've got more, and now I've got some of it back in stock. I will try my hardest to do a couple of demos on video and put them on YouTube so you can have a look and see what that's about. I say I keep selling out on maybe this, but I have ordered quite a lot this time. Oh, thank you, Dawn. You had something about 18 months. Yeah. It is a challenge with pace, absolutely. And I have exactly the same experience as you. I have some that I keep for best, and then I get them out a year later, and because I've opened them, then they've spoiled. I use these sporadically, and I haven't had one dry out on me yet. I can't say what the shelf life is when open, and of course it depends, I suppose, on the heat in the room, but these ones do seem to retain their spreadability for a good length of time, but never forever, as always with these things. But yeah, just keep using them. They're not the biggest of pots, so again, if you have a colour that you do like and you use it, you'll get through it quite quickly. Now I'm super excited about these. These are again, many of you will know I'm a bit of a washi tape addict, and what I've got in is these kind of 2 sets, boxed sets of washi tape. So they're not Funky Fossil, but I just like the fact that they're in a kind of presentation box. They were fully coordinated. There's not a huge amount on each roll. I can't find anywhere where it says how much there is, but I wouldn't say more than 3 meters on each roll. So you're not, this isn't a lifetime supply per roll. But the fact that they coordinate so beautifully together just really appealed to me. And so there are 20 rolls in here of washi tape. There are 4 of each of the widths of tape. So there's 4 of the 0.5 centimeters, the really diddy narrow 5mm ones. There's 4 of the 1 centimeters. There's 4 of 1.5 centimeter width, and there's 4 of 2.5. No, 4. Yeah, that's right. 4 of 1.5, 4 of 2, and 4 of 2.5. It's on the web, but they are really, really lovely. Really lovely. So this one's kind of called Record of Backyard, and it's got a really beautiful kind of vintage script and foliage and butterflies theme running through it. So they'll all coordinate beautifully together. It comes in a nice presentation box, and it also comes cellophane wrapped as well. So again, gifting wise, lovely. I think I put these on for £9.99. for each of these sets. So it's a lovely gift, really pretty. I am washi tape obsessed. And so this is the second one that I bought, again in that same range, but this time, as you can see, this one's called Secret of Light Years, and it's got a kind of a much darker look to it, and it's very much astronomy and space themed, which of course will go with lots of things that we've bought out in the past. So will extend any kind of collections you already have. You've got like equations in there, chalkboard looks, you've got stars, text. It's really kind of, yeah, really what's the word, mysterious set, this one. So I really like this one too. So these are, so again, same format, 20 rolls for each of the 5 different widths. And as I say, I will, now that I've opened these, and I will start having to play with them myself, I will definitely unroll one and measure the length, so I can tell you how much it is on each roll. But I say these aren't, you know, my washi tape rolls are like 10-meter rolls. These aren't. These are, I say, 2 or 3 meters, I guess. But you've got such a lovely selection of patterns that work together. And then what else did I want? Oh, and then my last thing that I wanted to show you, because I'm super proud of it. Excuse me. Hi, Amaz. I was sure I sent in Tony pictures of this the other day because I like really made up. I've got this kind of MDF. So this is obviously a decorated one. There's an MDF kit gone onto the website for like a gift card holder. So this basically opens out, and then you can put a gift card in it. So you can see there's almost like a little shelf there, and it fits in. So it all comes as loose MDF pieces, but it's super easy to assemble. And then you just slot the holder back in, and there you go. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? So I've decorated this one with the Verdant embossing powder at the top, and you can pick out the gold that's in there. And then all I did was I painted it, and then I wrapped some of our washi tape, you know, the Christmas washi tape around the base. So, and I wrapped it all the way around, so it kind of, you know, easy. It was a really quick job to do, but I thought it looked really sweet. Doesn't need to be Christmas, but of course it's that time of year. So I just thought it was a really sweet way of giving a gift card in a way that I think will look quite impressive, particularly given it's kind of, you know, it's made out of 3mm MDF, so you've got 4 layers there. So actually the width of it, you know, it stands up. The width of it is just over 1 centimetre, so it's quite a nice, you know, it makes something look significant, and it doesn't take ages to decorate. So but I just thought it was really cute. So that's on the website. I think I put that on at $4.99 for one, which again, when you think, well, you'll end up paying for a gift card to put a gift, not you'll buy the gift card, but what you'll pay to buy something to present it in, I thought was quite this was a nice alternative way of doing it. So yeah, there you go. So I think that's everything I've added to the shop. So I've said, haven't I, that I'll give away 2 sets of the 3 A7s, and I was also going to give away 1 set each of these. So that's my maths is I've just confused myself there. So what did I say? 2 sets of the A7s and 1 each of these. So that's 4 giveaways tonight, folks. if I can remember what I said, but Ali's online and she will be my witness. So there'll be 1 of the backyard, 1 of the light years. They will be a prize each for people who are on the lives tonight. So there'll be 4 names at Ali at the end of this live that I'll need for those giveaways. So yeah, hopefully you like them. As you say, I think I've seen somebody saying washi's not normally their thing. totally get that, and it's not for everybody, but actually I think these, because they coordinate so lovely and there isn't a huge amount on there, just those little bits, those little strips and elements on a project, I just think is always a lovely touch. So hopefully I've picked some out here that you find a very kind of user friendly, or a gift for somebody else for £9.99. Again, a lovely gift to give. Ali, you got that. Well done, mate. Right, so everybody, I know I'll confuse everyone, haven't I? 2 sets of A7 and two sets of 20 tapes. There's 20 tapes in each box. Oh, madness. Did I see Adele? And did I miss saying hello? Hi, Adele. Hello, lovely. Good to see you. Oh, I know. Don't tell me, Sue. I just, when I get live, I get very giddy, and I like to give as much as I can away, because I do appreciate you guys taking time out of your evenings to hang, to see what I've got in store at Funky Fossil. So, right, let me start doing some crafting. I told you. I don't know what you told me. So here we have the MDF washi, the washi tapes, kind of not washi tape, film strip stand. I've gone dizzy. And as you can see, all I have done to date is add white gesso. So a couple of layers of white gesso to the MDF. And that's as much as I was going to do ahead of TV, because I was then really going to add some papers and some stamping and decorate it from there. I do have another one that I started to decorate, and I'll just show you how different these look. I know lots of you have got them already. So this is my kind of one in white, and then I've got one where I've done it in the kind of blacks and coppers and metallics. So I've used some Stamperia gold crackle paste, of course the timeless embossing powders. I don't know if you can even see it there. And what I'm thinking I might do is I might put some of our Lux Cuts gears, cogs and gears on this, and some of Belinda's fabulous kind of steampunk animals in the actual windows on this one. So maybe make this one a bit more of a steampunky look one. This one I'm going to stick with Naneka's beautiful designs from Click with Love, which is still kind of fresh and floral, but side by side you can see how differently they can look. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm feeling this one might end up looking a bit more steampunky. I'm going to put not this one, Belinda, but I don't think you've got this. So I'm going to put one of these in your ever expanding box of goodies as well. So I haven't forgotten these either, because I thought you'd like having a play with these. So that's coming your way too. Not this one. Not this one. I've decorated this one. Right. So yeah, it's a really fun project, actually, the MDF film strip. And I think I've put on the shop, because so many people on TV, when it was on TV, were buying multiples. So I have put 2 for £10 on the shop. So £6.99 each, or 2 for £10. So for those of you that either want to decorate, want to give, again, photos of family, etc. in them, and have one that they're going to keep, then you've got that 2 for £10 option. I know, Belinda, that's the risk, you see, of me not sending the stuff. The box just keeps getting bigger, because I keep feeling, well, I might as well throw this in now. Right. Okay, I'm standing up, so I mean business. I'm being serious. So all I've got here is my white gessoed MDF. Really quick and easy to gesso. You don't need to do a perfect job of it, because you're going to cover and work over the top. But as we all know, with MDF, it's thirsty, and certainly you want to either put something on it just that's going to give a bit of a barrier for your inks and stop them kind of being absorbed into the substrate. But you don't need to spend a lot of time doing your gessoing. It doesn't need to be perfect. what I've already done, you can see here, I've kind of got pencil marks on here, is I literally just did draw into the apertures. So I placed this where I knew that my tab at the bottom would still be able to slot into the base. And I've just drawn the corners so that when I was cutting out paper, I knew roughly where I would want to adhere it so that it would stick into the aperture. It doesn't need to be I mean, as you can see, I've made it bigger than the apertures because I know my front is going to cover that up, but I just wanted to make sure that it would at least sit somewhere in the aperture that would work. So I've got my 3 bits of paper from the beautiful Click with Love paper pad. That is running low actually, in terms of stock that I've got left. That's really kind of been flying out the door. And also one thing I wanted to say about this MDF, and I can't remember if I did say it on TV, but it does come with 2 bases. And the reason for that really is that I can stick them together and give my base just a little bit more substance, because this is a relatively tall kind of design. So I just wanted to ensure that if you were going to load it up with lots of embellishments, you had a base that had a bit more weight to it. So don't be confused by the 2 bases. That's there deliberately, and they're literally identical. So you can just adhere them one on top of each other, and it gives you a kind of 6mm thick base rather than just a 3mm. So that's the reason for there being 2. If I could cut 6mm MDF, or if I had any 6mm MDF, I could cut it. But if I had any, I could just cut it as a single thicker piece. But I didn't have that, so I just cut you 2 in there and hoped that you'd get what I meant, if that makes sense. So let's just glue those together while I'm waving them about in the air in a not particularly careful manner, and we can just set that aside while it's drying. Just keep maneuvering it until you know you're confident that that central slot is absolutely lined up. So only the back has the slot in it. So while it's still wet and able to be moved around, just make sure that that's going to fit in okay for you. And then we can leave that to dry, and we can decorate it a bit later if we have time. Hiya, Julie, darling. Is that right, Ali? So the weighty base is has been tested, has it? You've got a weighty base. I like that. So what shall I do first? Let's have the paper, and then I think what I'll do is decorate the back, and then while the back is drying, we can add some stamping and further detail to the front. Because of course this is one of those things. I thought I might try one of these Babby stencil butters on the back. Well, obviously while that's drying, we can work on the other piece, can't we? Of the papers, the only thing I'm really giving thought to is I like the kind of the high definition piece in the middle, so the kind of central one of the 3. And once we tear this down, then we can add a bit of stamping and stenciling over the top of it as well, because it's on a flat surface. So you could decorate your papers before you adhere them, but I'm living on the edge. What can I say? I'm a rebel. So what have you all been up to anyway this week? Obviously you all know I've been getting stuck in traffic. You been doing anything else? Did you watch, those of you that watch Create and Craft, did you see the Let Leonie Loose show yesterday that our Dawn Wheeler was stepping in for Leonie and did a fab job? She had the Rock Gods and the Vinsky on the counter, and bless her, she's covering so many hours. I think she was literally peeling the stamps off the acetate for the first time live on air. So I thought she did a fabulous job. with what she made. And it's always lovely to see people working with your products. So definitely worth checking that one back. And I think we repeated that again today, actually. But yeah, definitely worth checking back to see what Dawn was up to there with the products. Everyone liked the happy hour deal. That went literally within minutes, as always. Which way around? This one's got some text. No, it's that one's got... my text is upside down. Never mind. Never mind. It won't be that visible. I remember noticing before I went live that one of them had text in. So you could, of course, just put a single strip of paper on your base, because this is going to give you the definition. But I was wanting to try and select pieces that I wanted to appear in the apertures more specifically. But if you wanted just a single background piece, then go for that. That would work too. So let's see what I've managed to do here. So you can see then we've got that just capturing, for me particularly capturing the camera in the center, which was the focal point I wanted to be most visible. And I'm sure you'll be aware, but just to clarify, I have in the set, I have included the apertures that fall out of the film strip. So again, if you wanted to build it up and actually have things that came out or literally slotted completely in, I'm not sure whether, I think I'd probably need to sand this, given it's all been gessoed. I would need to sand it, but it does fit back in, trust me. You could work on these and then put them back into the frame if you wanted to. So that's up to you. I'm working on this one. I'm working with the aperture that the top has created, but you do have these pieces to work with as well, if that would appeal more. Oh, bless you, Diane. Oh, puppy's had hives. You are living the dream there, mate. God, what a week. Well, I'll stop complaining about having bad traffic. Oh, you definitely need some chill time, lovely. Oh, hi, Julie. I was going to say, I haven't seen you for ages. Lovely. Thank you for joining us. So here we go. So this is all adhered down. I'll do some stamping and stenciling on this before we go on to the back, because once I've added texture paste and stuff to this, I'll probably be doing well for that to dry before the end of the live. And I'm looking around me here. There we go. Let's add some of the bits and bobs from the wonderful stamps and stencils that Noneka put together for us. I'm missing this one in the middle because I don't know where I put it at Port Sunlight. It's probably stuck to a table in the venue. I've really annoyed myself. I'm terrible with not putting my stamps back in their packaging. So let's go with the honeycomb. I do love this background. And we can add some bits of stamping along or around where the papers are. Again, I'm not going to worry about the fact that these are going to go off. Some of it may not be visible because we know the MDF is going to cover over. So this is me just kind of adding a little bit more, adding some more layers to the overall finished effect. Not all of them will be that visible, and that is totally fine. I can't say whether to go grey or brown, but I think I might go brown because I think the grey may merge even too much. So let's go with some of this acorn. Oh my Lord, Diane, I'm feeling traumatized just reading this. Good grief, woman. You need to just stay inside and out of trouble. So here we go, this lovely honeycomb, a broken honeycomb. It's not a perfect geometric image. You can see. And I'll lift it up in a second so we can catch. Actually, that might be quite nice to make it look like it's continuing up. This is second generation. Yeah, it's nice. Let's add a little bit more at the bottom. Or did you, Ali? I do. I love rainforest. Well, actually, I like acorn as well. I like them all. I like all the VersaFine Clairs. You probably already got the brighter colours, haven't you? I'll leave that there. I'm getting carried away with that one. The thing with the stamp that you've lost is it's now the only stamp I want to use. That's just me being contrary. And of course I do have a box full of new stamp sets behind me, but I refuse to break open another stamp set because I've been careless. So let's add some of these fabulous bokeh circles that Naneka's put in. There's some of them in the A5, and then there are slightly different sized ones in the A6 Light Chaser as well. So if you get both, you'll be able to do all the sizes. And you can see again in terms of kind of the motifs echoing through where the camera is here. You can see these circles. Can you see? You might be able to see. I can see them. I don't know if you can, but they're there. So if I stamp some further circles along the other apertures, then your eye will pick up the fact that this is a recurring shape. And I'm still going to cluster my stamping, even though this isn't really very focal point stamping. I'm still going to kind of cluster them a little bit, have them overlapping each other, just so we don't overwhelm the paper with lots of random marks. Should I go smaller now? Yeah, let's go smaller. Can you see, Sue? Oh, thank you. Well, I thought you'd have the rainbow ones, Ali. Of course, that's the law. Is that me or Diane who needs to stay indoors without any sharp implements? They probably applies to both of us. Right, here's the smaller one. I like that. I do like, I don't often remember to second generation stamp, but with these bokeh circles, that works brilliantly because you are getting that look of the different kind of intensities of light. Oh, did you like it, Diana? I'm glad. It is a beautiful, beautiful pad. I know Isabel got hers today. I know she's on watching, and she got hers today and messaged me saying how much she loved it. So I am glad you're all liking it as much as you thought you would when it arrives. Let's go with what I haven't used. Is terrible. I haven't used in this stamp set. I haven't used these fab words. Let's go 3, 2, 1. And just add that little bit of extra. Where should we put that? Let's put it here. 3, 2, 1. Just need to be mindful of where the I think 90% of my stamping will probably not appear. Just thinking where the actual MDF is going to sit. Oh, so let's put that one out to this. Because I'm so used to working to the edges of like journal pages, I keep forgetting that, of course, my MDF is going to come over the top of this, isn't it? You can still, no, there is still quite a lot showing. I might go back in and add a couple of circles where I've managed to obliterate them. Yes, 3, 2, 1, Ted Rogers. Yeah, he did his finger thing, didn't he? 3, 2, 1. Was that the 80s? Let's see, where might I have lost some detail? There we go. Right. So there's a bit of stamping there, and oh yeah, of course, and I'm still going to be wanting to add some of the fabulous rub-ons, aren't I, as well? So I don't want to get too carried away with my stamping. Let's add a rub-on while I'm thinking about it, because we'll all know I'll have forgotten again within minutes. I've got them all here. I think actually I've got lots of bits and pieces on my desk, and I do have one of these fabulous frames. I wonder whether, I know Sarah Edison, our Sarah from the design team, she made a sample with this, and she had this frame kind of as the outer edge on each of the film strip apertures, which look really cool. So I wonder whether, looks nicer, doesn't it? Do you know, I think I used to have a dusty bin. I don't know where it is. Like ceramic dusty bins they gave to contestants. I don't know how I got one. I wonder, let's maybe put 2 of these, top and bottom, and we can put some acetate behind them, and we can put rub-on the acetate, and then we can see what's behind, but we'll also have some detail. Got so carried away I've knocked things off my desk. So that's a plan. It's going to take us 3 days, isn't it? I won't, honestly, I won't make you sit through all of it. So I'm going to add some detail to the back, because then at least we can do our detail and our texture paste and let that dry, and then we can play with all our other bits and bobs. So I've got some cornflower blue archival ink, because I thought that would be a relatively good match with the papers, but I'm guessing. And also I've got this off a shelf. It's ancient, so it may be very, very dry. We shall see. There's some on there, so that's probably as much. Don't need too much. Actually, what have I even done that for? Yeah, okay, go with it. So what I thought I'd do is add some blue around the edges before I add some stenciling, because I'm conscious this is just gesso, which is fine. Gesso in itself, I use black gesso as a black paint and all the time, but it's not the thickest coverage, so I do want to just add a little bit of colour around the edges so it doesn't end up looking too washed out. And of course, having a relatively dry archival ink pad is always helpful for this, because you don't end up getting any kind of smudges or heavy marks on your project. I'm using archival mainly because it's on MDF, and I'm going to use texture paste, but of course any inks will work on MDF. Once you've got a gesso down, it will work like anything. Honestly, look, once the cogs start turning, it's deafening around here. They're normally stationary. I normally can't hear them because of the laser cutters, but because they're turned off, I can hear my own cogs turning. I like that. That's nice, isn't it? Now I could just literally ink through the stencil with this same cornflower blue, but you know, where would the fun in that be? Let's add some texture paste, and we can see what that stormy looks like, which has got me intrigued. That stencil butter. I promise you that you will not receive a half-used pot of stencil butter. I've taken this out of stock as my own. So let's see. I figured if I didn't, it wasn't quite right for this project, then the way I would normally counteract that would be that I could then add maybe one of the embossing powders over the top, like Rock Solid. So you can, even the coloured texture paste, you can still adapt the finished effect if you put it on your project and think, oh, it's not quite where I was going. Oh, Julie, that was really real. You had a whole dusty bin collection. That's quite something. If you still got it, I bet it'd be worth a fortune now, I'll tell you. So let's have a look. So I'm not going to go for full coverage on the whole background. I'm literally going to go for bits and move the stencil down because, again, we're looking for something slightly distressed. That's nice, isn't it? So I'm probably going to end up with more of a gap here than I would like. And if I was, actually, yeah, I am. But if I was doing it in real time, I would kind of dry that off and then keep going. But I'm just going to move it down enough that it's not going to catch on the stenciling I've already done. And I'll probably put something in that gap so it doesn't look too artificial. If that makes sense. I like this Stormy. It's nice, a nice colour. So slightly over stenciled there, but actually that's going to look cool because it, again, distressed is the word that we're going to continue to use. Doesn't it look lovely? Right. Kitchen towel. Hopefully Adele's no longer watching because I'm going to now put this dirty stencil to one side and it probably will end up in the bin because I haven't got any water to put it in. I apologise in advance for everyone who will find that distressing. I will cut another one, but please don't do that. When I'm at the demo days and at Tony's shop, Adele does a marvellous job of cleaning my stencils. In fact, she went and cleaned my stencil on my palette knife, and she actually got layers of grunge off the palette knife. We went back to it being kind of shop new. Don't know how she did it. Mystery. It is. Hi, Angela. Oh, God, Adele, you are. I'm sorry. Yeah, I could actually. The stencil, that is, Ali, I assume you mean. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? So it'll dry with a pearlescent finish, but for Crafters Workshop, this is quite a muted colorway with this new set of stencil butters, and I really like it. I did think it would go nicely with these papers, and I think it will. However, as I say, whilst it is still wet, if you're thinking not quite the colour match that you were wanting, chuck some embossing powder on it, let that settle or grab, and when the paste is dry, you can melt that embossing powder and you'll get a different look again. So it's there for you to play with. So I'm just... But I think that looks nice, doesn't it? What I was thinking is, you see, what I'm thinking here now, not again for this live. I'm just, as Diane would say, I'm just my cogs are just turning. Is I could then put rub-on details in these spaces because the way that the rub-ons melt into the background because of that translucency. Then it will give you that kind of almost like fade in and out look. So yeah, that is nice, isn't it? Really easy to use. Of course, this is flat MDF, so it's, as with your card, an easy surface to use your texture paste on. So we've got our stamping and papers on the front here. We've got our texture paste on the back. Let's put that to one side while we just give it a bit of time to at least get touch dry, and then we might give it a blast with our heat gun if we still need to help it along. And then we can add some detail. I was just hoping you weren't watching, Adele, so you didn't see me, the abuse I was giving to my stencil, that's all. and Tony's mat. Honestly. Has everybody seen, Adele? Have they seen your amazing, given we're using Naneka's Click with Love collection, have they seen your stunning Galactic Dreams make? If you haven't shared that on Facebook yet, then I will share it tomorrow, because now I have the actual artwork in my possession. But it's everyone, you really do need to see it. Beautiful. She's used the Dreamscapes papers, the whales from the Galactic Dreams collection, and lots of texture. It's yummy, really lovely. I'm just very grateful for it. Right, let's go back in with a little bit more of this cornflower blue on the front around the decally edges of our film strip, and then we'll add some stamping. Could even add some rub-ons, actually. No, I won't add rub-ons here. Because there's probably not enough surface area on the MDF. You haven't shared it, Adele? That's outrageous. It is amazing. I will share it. Exactly. Tony's mat is indestructible. It's intended to take the abuse, isn't it? I'm just not as conscientious about cleaning it as Adele would like. So that's taken some of the white away. You could use a cosmetic sponge, you know, to apply the ink onto your MDF, but I mean, it is the brushes are fine with it. Won't cause them any distress at all. But we could add. No, we won't. I've just ruined that stencil. I can't get it back out. Let's add a little bit of stamping along the edges here. I wonder if I've got my light chaser stamp to hand. Oh look, they're all here under the piles. Yeah, so I do have the bokehs. No, I'm going to go with Fragments, which is the A7 stamp, and the Honeycomb, that's part of the A5, I think. Let's use the blue. Keep with that blue, and then we'll need to add some contrast colour as well, otherwise it will all get very blue, given that's the colour of our papers. Oops. Actually, because I didn't clean the stamp, it's a bluey brown anyway, so that's good. Ooh, don't rely on my photography skills, Adele. I'm going to get it framed. So again, the usual kind of three points up the frame. I don't know what further embellishments I might add. I may well not add them in the live here, but of course I've got my whole pot of Click with Love fun. So for example, I might add the beautiful flowers along the edge, so, or at the top here. So I know I've got other elements that will come into play potentially to further embellish this. In fact, I'll keep these out because those blues will work nicely. So I'll keep them to one side ready to throw them on at the last minute. So I don't need to add too much detailing to our frame, because as I say, we've got the we're going to add the embellishments. We've got these frames that are going to go on the front as well. I think that's going to work nicely. Let me add a little bit of brown, bit of potting soil to the proceedings. Oh, it's 8 o'clock already. Oh, I do apologise everyone. I probably took way too long talking about my exciting new products, didn't I? Let's try and get a brush that's already got brown on it. So this is an archival, but again, given I'm not doing anything too ambitious in relation to the mixed medianess of this project in terms of sprays or further layers, then most of your inks will do this job for you. But just think these browns are just going to bring the colourway down a little bit, because I don't want it to all be too blue. So I've got a bit of stamp detail. Let me see. Bit of stamp detail. It's all really, really simple compared to the one in the dark colours that I have, where you can see I've kind of slathered it in the crackle paste and all the other. I've used acrylic inks on it, etc., embossing powder. This one's going to be quite simple by contrast. So you go with what works best for you. Oh, did you miss them, Adele? Oh, it's too late now, mate. Gone. Finito. I'm sure I'll throw a few in, because just for those of you that joined later, I've said that in terms of commenting, liking, sharing on this live, 2 people will be given the choice of 3 of the new A7 stamps, and 2 people will win 1 each of the beautiful washi tape boxes. So there are 4 giveaways tonight, everybody. And I won't make you wait till midnight for me to finish blethering on before poor Ali can choose the winners. Or will I? Have you been out Christmas shopping, Adele? Very good. It's very organised. So we've got 1 frame, and I'm sure I saw another one in my pot, didn't I? That's got to be Donna Brooks, that Facebook user who uses her Pearly Wink sprays on MDF. That's my guess. Sparkle Fingers, Donna Brooks herself. So these are slightly different. They're the same In Focus stencil that I've used on the back, so that will tie it in nicely. And you can see on these 2 frames, I've laid them up probably about 3 layers to give them more substance, so they're a bit like chipboard. This one I've heat embossed with Rock Solid, this one with Coppermine. So they've both got texture, but I quite like that in that they're going to tally with the design that's on the back. So we'll go with those. Let's get some acetate. Have I got any? This looks like acetate. This looks like it's acetate, isn't it? I think this is Stamped by Me acetate. So it'll have the protective coating on. So it'll look slightly milky here, but we'll take that coating off. So let's cut round, loosely cut apertures. I could use vellum, and I use vellum a lot on TV for using the rub-ons with the apertures, partly just to make it easy for people to see on screen, and partly because I can never find acetate live. It just goes, well, it is obviously invisible, but it just goes completely invisible, and I've lost so many pieces of acetate on the counter before. I thought vellum was a safer bet. So let's do the other one. Yeah, I think these floating photo frames will be good. This is good. This is a good sturdy. I don't know if I've got it in the shop, but this is a good sturdy acetate. And the lovely thing about it is that it's got the protective coating, so you know you're not going to have scratched acetate once you actually take that coating off and want to work with it. But I am setting myself a bit of a challenge trying to take a coating off on camera. There we go. The frames, no, they're not the ones you missed, lovely. The ones that you were looking for were the portrait gallery frames, which sold out on the show yesterday. But these are the celluloid dies that were part of this part of the Click with Love collection. So they're still available on the shop. They're a new die set, and it comes with the distressed small, but you know, the small version of the film strip. I had them up all the sunlight. So it comes with a distressed film strip and 2 of these kind of Polaroid style frames in 2 different sizes. So that's a die set called Celluloid. Or as the presenter on Create and Craft said, Cellulite, which is a whole different die set. So I'll just add a bit of glue top and bottom. So I can't see where the other piece of acetate's gone now. What a numpty. Hi, Therese, lovely. I've got plenty of them, Facebook user. I've got plenty. I'll give you a heads up if they're looking at risk. Oh, can you, Ali? Do they fit in to that extent? That's useful to know. I know it's got my brain ticking over, Sue, as to what either stencil or die can I bring out that is actually I can call Cellulite. I like the idea. Orange peel, yeah. Right, I'm just taking this little bit of. I mean, I say there were no scratches on this acetate, but I always scratch it trying to take the protective coating off. And then thinking maybe there isn't one on after all, but there is. Which one doesn't have the acetate? It's like invisible crafting, isn't it? What I'm going to do is I'm going to add these rub-ons. Genius, there we go. And kind of do a bit of arranging on our frame and share with you the finished project tomorrow, because I am very conscious. Partly I've got to say I've got to get my folks to the hospital early doors tomorrow, so I probably should have my dinner and get an early night. My dad's got an operation on his brain tumor, bless him, so it's a big day for him. So we've got that. So I probably shouldn't craft until the early hours, even though I know you all want me to. Get off, the saying, get off. Let's go with these blues. I think they'll go nicely with the papers behind. So let's go with Dragonfly and this beautiful film strip as well. Right, quick cutting out time. Yeah, bless him. It's his 3rd time he's had an operation on this brain tumor. It keeps growing back. It's a pesky one. I've said to him, I'm not quite sure how much further into his noggin they're going to excavate. But as they get older, I mean, it's a big op anyway, isn't it? But yeah, kind of not a nice one for him. He's getting quite blasé about them because this is his third time. I'm sure he'll be totally fine. So if we put this dragon, so the acetate is here just in case you think I'm decorating the glass mat. We'll put this dragonfly here in the corner, and just by even literally burnishing it like that with my finger, it will hold in place. I don't need to worry too much about that just flying away before I'm ready. Let's put a sentiment here. Let's put, the world is amazing when you are slightly strange, as I think we would all agree. And the lovely thing again about these rub-ons is they've got this watercolory, splattery look. So you know, you don't need to cut out every splatter, but it just means you've got a soft edge to work with. Yeah, I hope so. Third time lucky. I think he's a bit like, oh, I'm not doing this again. I still think, Diane, you've had a worse week than me, mate. So, so there we go. And then let's put one of these lovely, lovely photo film strips. You've heard me all say it many a time, and I say it more for my benefit than yours, but just obviously try and keep them on the back of sheets because they do like to stick to whatever they can attach to. So keep them on something that's adhesive free for as long as you can. Try and decide what angle to go at. I should have really put these on the acetate before I adhered them, so I wouldn't necessarily go onto the frame, but it will give you the idea. Actually, it's going to annoy me. I'm just going to cut this. I'm going to cut down this so I don't end up with rose or peony. Yeah, that'd be nice on the frame. Let's get a thingamajigamy, a lolly stick. I spent all day at Port Sunlight using my rub-ons. It was just lovely. I just was playing with them. I'm still working on this calendar for my mum. We've still got about 6 months of it left to do. So I was making pages of the calendar while chatting to folk, and it was just lovely to see you, Carol Ann. I ate my cookie on the way back. Thank you very much, and thank you for another little gift as well. So lovely. Right, let's get the dragonfly in. Acetate is a really lovely surface to put these onto. Oops. And that dragonfly's decided. It's already adhered. You can see it's all completely clear in my hands. That's all gone across. Let's see, we've got our sentiment. My nails just stopped me picking things up at the moment. There we go. That's all gone as well. Oh, how lovely. So the world is amazing when you are slightly strange. That's nice, isn't it? So let's get this one on. Quick job. And then I'll start to give Ali a heads up in terms of giveaway winners. So we've got our 2 winners for the 3 A7s and our 2 winners for a set of the washi, and you can choose which of the boxes. So if it's 2 of the same boxes, that's absolutely fine. As in, if both people choose the same box, that's fine. I'd rather you had a choice and they're going to use it. Does that make sense? these really do just go on so easily. How pretty is that? Really love them. What have I done with this? So we'll have this on the top. We'll have this on the bottom. And they'll go over the papers. I think that was one of my better ideas. Doesn't happen often. Let's see how our excuse me. Let's see how our base is doing. I think yeah, it is still drying. So let's glue these on. I'll give this a blast, and then we can turn it over and see how these look with the against the papers. Oh, have you announced the winners, Ali? Did I miss them? Well, I'll have to read back to you. One, congratulations. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. These really are easy to use. I think the other thing we were talking about earlier in the live about the lifespan of texture paste and the fact that sometimes they dry out. I've certainly found that with Rub-Ons over the years, that sometimes they lose their adhesion. Now, obviously, these are new, and they're new to me. This particular one, so I can't give you a guarantee that they're going to last forever. But they certainly come with a very high tack to start with. So I'm, again, they do transfer really easily. I'm just trying to wait for this to grab this glue. Oh, cheers, Ali. Well, I'm very pleased for whoever did win. Did you win, Sue? Yay! Oh, lovely. Ali, did you say who won what? Oh, did you win, Adele? Oh, that was fantastic. Oh, well, thank you, everyone, because I am always, that's not sticking at all. I am always really appreciative of you taking the time out to listen to me blather on. So I don't know if this is it. Obviously, because acetate is wanting to be given a little bit more grabbing time. Oh, brilliant. Thanks, Ali. Oh, Diane, that will cheer your week up slightly. I can't say it will make up for everything you've been through this week, but still, not the worst thing that's happened to you this week. Right, that is not sticking at all. That top one doesn't like the glue, but it will stick. It just needs a bit of time. So let's give this a quick blast. I'll do a quick flip round with the papers, and then I'll let you get on with your lives. I'm using the lower heat setting on this because I'm not sure. I can't remember whether the Crafters Workshop butter bubbles. I mean, they all bubble eventually if you put them under enough heat for long enough. But I don't know whether this one is prone to bubbling as it dries. I quite like the look, but I don't want it to be volcanic. I just need it dry enough that I can flip it over. That'll do me. Or is it not straight? What do you mean, Adele? It's straight? Have you been on the gin already? Yeah, that's dry enough for me to flip it over without it sticking to the desk. It is straight. Oh, maybe not. It's straight enough. It's straight enough, woman. So look at that. Oh, that looks nice. Can you see the effect with the... I think it has stuck to the desk. I think it has stuck to the desk. Well, it's kind of sticking to the desk. I may not show you the back of this project tomorrow. It may have all smudged. But, and all I'm going to leave you with this is, oh, I don't want to cover my rub-ons now. But you see where I'm going with it. You could add some of these beautiful florals around the edges as well. I do like the one at the top. I'm not so sure about whether I'd want to lose the sentiment at the bottom. But of course, I've got the space on the base to add further elements too. I'm lifting that up before it sticks. I think that's quite a nice, it's quite a good look, that, isn't it, for live? I'm going to be stuck to this project now. It hadn't dried on the back. However, the front's a triumph. Let's keep with the front. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for crafting along with me or watching, looking at the new products, which are all now on the website. Congratulations again to the winners. And it's just been a pleasure to have your time as always. And next Wednesday, Why Not Wednesday? I'm sure I've got a show, Create and Craft show next Thursday, which is a Black Friday sale show. So definitely want to keep an eye out, but I'll be sharing plenty of details of that with you over the next few days. And I shall see you all again very soon. Have a lovely evening, everybody. And take care for now. Bye.